Hi, good evening everyone. Today we will be starting with the 128 scenario of Apex Trigger. In the same scenario, we will be generating the renewal probability. So you might be thinking, Trishu, what is renewal probability? So let's take an example. We have an organization who sell the subscription based products. Like we have a Splunk organization where they sell the cloud computing and everything. So let's take an example. The customer has taken the subscription for 1 year. So next year he will be taking a membership or not. On which basis we will be calculating? On the basis of interaction customer is doing with us. Let's take an example. He is attending the webinar. He is inactively participating in the communities, and he is doing multiple stuffs. So every engagement that he is doing will be stored in the customer engagement object that we have created, and based upon the count we will be generating the probability of the same. Let's take an example. If the probability is less than 10%, means the customer health is on the red side, then we need to create a task as well for the account owner so that he can take a follow-up for the same. So let's start with this trigger. So let's first discuss about the prerequisite for the same trigger. First thing that we need to create is we need to create a customer engagement object. And since we want to create a task if the probability is less than 10%, make sure that you enable the activities as well when you are creating the object. So I have also allowed activities here through which we will be creating a task, and we will be assigning the what ID for this record as well. So this is the first step that you need to do. Once this object is ready, next thing what you need to do, you need to create a fields for this. So what all fields we will be creating? First is the activity date on which the activity has happened. Second is lookup with the account relationship, and third is we will be creating the activity type. I was telling that webinar in community, so you can add multiple features. For now what I have added, I've added one feature, that is login. Second feature use. Third is ticket resolution, and fourth is webinar attended. These are the three fields that we have created here. So on the customer engagement object, so if I go on to my customer engagement object, these are the three fields that we have created. Now let's go on to other field. Also, if I talk about name, I have kept it as auto number, where because we don't need the name. If I go on to my account object, on account we have created two fields. One is probability. So this is the probability field that we have created, and the second field that we have created on the account object is last engagement count. The count that we will be calculating will be stored here. So let's start with the trigger. First thing that I always ask in every trigger is on which object we need to write a trigger, either on account object or a customer engagement object. So we will be writing a trigger on the customer engagement object, because as soon as the record is inserted and updated, after of insert and update, we need to calculate the count of engagement done on that account per date. So within 60 days, I forgot to tell that filter that within 60 days how much transaction or customer engagement has been done. Based upon it, we will be calculating the count for the same record. So let's start with the trigger. So let's start with the trigger. First thing that we will be doing is we will be adding after insert and after update, and further what we will be doing, if trigger dot is after or, and let's make it and trigger dot is insert or trigger dot is update, then in that case we will be adding one more bracket here. So let's add one more bracket here. After adding this, what we will be doing, we will be adding a concept here, that is we will be calling the customer engagement class, customer engagement engagement cls dot handle counter. So let's make the method as handle counter, and here we will be passing a trigger dot new. Once this is done, we will be copying the handle counter, and by going here public static void handle counter. Here what we will be taking list of customer engagement underscore C new records. Once we are done with this, we will be saving this, and once this is saved, after saving, let's save this trigger as well so that we don't face any issue in the framework as well. Once we are done with the saving of this, further we will be starting here. We will be first iterating our record, that is customer engagement underscore C CE colon new records. And first thing that we will be confirming is if the account is not equal to null. If what we will be doing, if CE dot account underscore C is not equal to null, then in that case what you need to do, you will be taking a set of ID, that is account ID set is equal to new set of ID. Once you are done with this, what you will be doing, account ID set dot add, here you will be adding CE dot account underscore C. Once we are done with this for loop, second thing we will be doing, if account ID set dot is empty, then in that case what you need to do, you need to return from this trigger. You don't need to proceed further with this trigger. So now let's start further. So first thing that we will be doing, we will be first adding an aggregate query. So what we will be taking, list of aggregate, because we just need a count, so we will be going with the aggregate query. So AR list is equal to, let's write a query, select account underscore C ACC ID comma count ID, let's make it total from customer engagement underscore C. Let's create a variable as cutoff. So I will be taking date. So what is the method? I forgot to so let's copy this line. We will be taking a date as date format, and date is equal to cutoff. We will be making a variable as cutoff, that is of date type, and we will be taking date dot today dot add days minus 60, because we need to check it within 60 days. So we will be comparing it with the from customer where. So let's make this camera upstairs. Oh my bad. So let's make this camera down up, where account underscore C in, that is account ID set and what is the date, that is activity date underscore C is greater than or equal to cutoff and group by account underscore C. Once we are done with this, we will be saving the query and we will be checking if we are facing an issue. I think we are facing some issue. We are facing an issue in group by. So let's see what is the issue. We forgot to add one column here. So let's add a column here. So after adding a column, I think our error will be gone. Yes, our error is gone. So now let's create a map first. That is map of ID comma integer, because we just need to store the number of customer engagement happen. So let's make it count map is equal to new map of ID comma integer. Once we are done with this, we will be saving it out, and let's copy count map. So let's iterate this out. I think this bracket is getting closed here for this method, so I will be moving this bracket little down. So what I will be doing, for integer, for what will be the data type, that is aggregate result AR column AR list, and in this what we will be doing, count map dot port first thing that we will be putting here is that is id ar.get, and here we will be adding acc id comma. Now what we will be doing, we will be adding an integer here, ar.get, and further we will be getting total. So let's save this out. Once this is saved, further what we will be doing, we have now everything. We need a count, we have count. So now we will be proceeding with our trigger. So first thing that I will be doing, for id x column account id set, and after doing this, what we will be doing after doing this, so first thing that we will be doing is we will be getting our integer count is equal to, first thing we will be checking from map, if count map dot contains key, which key is required, that is x, then question mark count map dot get x, it will provide me this value, else it will provide me 0. If it has value, then we will be providing that value. Further what I will be doing, if count is greater than or equal to, first let's create a priority as well, integer probability is equal to 0. By default I will be defining the probability. If greater than equal to 20, then we will be adding a condition, probability is equal to 90%, else if count is greater than or equal to 10, then probability is equal to 70. Let's copy these two part and let's paste this part again so that we don't have to write it again. Else if, we will be writing third else if count is greater than equal to 5, then we will be making it 50, or if it is greater than equal to 1, then 30, else we will be adding a bracket and we will be making probability is equal to 10. So by completing this, our probability is calculated. Now it is a time to create an account record, and not create, update the time account record. So account A is equal to new account, and further a.id is equal to x, a.probability. So we have customer, no, it is not. Let's take a field. We have created one field. So let's copy this field first, that is last engagement count. So last engagement count is equal to count, and further a dot, there is another custom field, I forgot the name, so it is, I think, probability. So let's take the field here, that is that is renewal probability. Let's make renewal probability is equal to probability. So let's copy this variable and let's paste this variable here. So our data is done, and further after doing this, we will be creating a list of account. So let's create a list of account, that is acc list is equal to new list of account. Once we are done with this, further what we will be doing, acc list, copy this list, acc list dot add a, and further after doing this, what we will be doing, we will be just doing the DML. If acc list dot is not empty, if this is not empty, then you need to update acc list. One part is left, so we will be copying this, that is creation of task, since we have created the task in multiple scenarios. So we will be just copying that and we will be understanding how we can create a task. So if the probability is less than 10, then what you need to do, you need to create a task. So let's paste the part here in the for loop. So since this list has been added, so further if, so let's copy this variable if probability is equal to 10, because we are giving 4 to 5 values. In either case it will be picking any of this, else part will always run if the probability is less than if the else part run if the count is less than 10. So this will happen. Then we will be creating a task. Task is equal to new task, subject customer at risk, very low renewable probability. What ID is equal to, we have given it to ACC ID, we have assigned it to account ID, or let's make it X here, because X probability we have set to high. So status equal to not started, owner ID user info dot get user ID, and description is equal to this. Once we are done with this, it will be giving me error in this line because I haven't created the list of tasks. So what I will be doing, list of task, that is task list is equal to new list of task. And once we are done with this, so what I will be doing, I will be just copying, and I will be going here, if task list dot is empty, then what you need to do, you need to update insert task list. Once we are done with this, we will be testing our trigger now. So now it is a time to test our trigger. So let's test our trigger now. So what we will be doing, we will be creating one record here. Let's name it Sachdeva 1, and let's save this. We will not be able to test for the task, because if the number is less than 0, so what we will be doing, so I will be just creating a partner, not partner, I forgot. So we will be creating a customer engagement here. So let's set the activity date as login, and instead of this, let's set as for 4th of November 2025. So as soon as we create this, we will be checking our record here. So you are seeing that renewable probability is equal to 30% because it is greater than equal to 1, and engagement count is 1. Similarly, if I create multiple records, my customer engagement last engagement count will get increasing. So this complete our trigger number 128. If you like my content, please subscribe my channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon for more such content. Have a nice day.